Jim, a 2-1 win over St Johnstone. Can I get your reflections on the game?
Listen, I thought it was a decent game. You know, we never ever get easy games against St Johnstone. I think that's probably our first win in about the last 5. I think they're always very close, and it's normally one goal either way that separates the teams. But delighted that we came out on top. Obviously tonight, we knew that it was going to be difficult. St Johnstone are obviously down there and they're fighting for their lives. I think Callum has recruited well in January, and he certainly made a number of different changes to the team. So yeah, we knew it was going to be a tough task. They're a very physical team. They're quite direct, and you've got to be up for the battle against them. And I thought for the majority of the game, the lads done that side of the game really, really well. We started the first half very well. I thought for opening 10-12 minutes where we were in St Johnstone's half for the majority of that. And then we had a little bit of a sticky spell in the middle of the first half where we were awfully sloppy in possession, turning over, with real cheap passes, and kind of gave St Johnstone a little bit of momentum at that particular moment in time. But we managed to see our way through that period after the penalty and showed a great reaction, I thought, and finished the first half strongly. And obviously delighted to go in level pegging because, I didn't think we deserved to come in behind at that particular moment in time. But the message at half time to the players was to get the ball down and play. We're a better team when we actually try and pass the ball and utilise the space in the wide areas and get the likes of Conor Ronan and Jordan Jones and Kilty and Alec Grieve on the ball. And I thought we'd done that really well for the majority of the second half and deservedly got the win, in my opinion.
You talk about that wanting to get the ball down. You can see the snow still teeming down us, behind us. The conditions were horrendous tonight. How difficult does that make trying to play that sort of football?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think last Tuesday against Motherwell, again another very physical and quite direct team, we got dragged into a brawl last Tuesday in the first 45 minutes, and it made for a horrendous game of football, and it doesn't suit us. We do have players that can mix it, don't get me wrong, the likes of Gogic and Power and Big Joe and Dunny, they enjoy the physical side of the game, but that's no use when you've got Conor Ronan and Jordan Jones and BJ Henderson last Tuesday and guys like that in your team. We need to get good service into their feet and get them on the ball. So second 45 against Motherwell, we played better. Here tonight for 75 minutes, I thought we played quite well considering the conditions and the way that the wind was swirling and the rain, and I thought the players managed the game really well once we got our noses in front. I think the second goal was a really well worked goal actually. From our own half there was 2 or 3 good passes and a good switch out to the right hand side, and it was a real fitting tribute, I think, for Alex Grieve's all-round performance today, that he was the one that ended up getting the winner.
How happy are you for him to have got the goal, and what did you make of his overall performance?
I thought he was different class, honestly, I really did. I mean, obviously Eamon Brophy's played the majority of the games all season. Him and Curtis Main have been in and out, sometimes playing as a 2, sometimes either one of them playing on their own. And through injuries and what have you, Alex Grieve has found himself in the team, and he has been superb, to be honest with you. And considering the lack of game time that he's had up to now, apart from the few sub appearances that he made for us in the last few weeks, starting the game at Easter Road, doing very well, starting the game here tonight, playing his first full 90 minutes for the club. I thought he was man of the match. I think it's, I said in the dressing room there after the game, I don't like singling out any individuals because it really is a team game. Jack Hannock makes a great save from Cammy, I think it was, in the first half, down to his right hand side where he tips it around the post. The back 4 again were outstanding defensively. Gogic and Power, brilliant in the middle of the park, and I thought the front 4 were excellent, I really did. When we get Conor Ronan and Jordan Jones and Kilty on the ball, then good things tend to happen, and that was the case tonight. But yeah, Alex probably just shaded the man of the match for me.
Just on Alex there, have you been surprised since he's come in just how well he's settled into the group and how he's performed?
Not really surprised. I mean, look, I have to give credit to Tony Fitzpatrick, to be honest, because he's been working away behind the scenes on a commercial venture with companies in New Zealand and the New Zealand Tourist Board, and that's how kind of Alex came our way through Alex's agent, who's involved in that commercial deal. And the agent sent me some YouTube clips, but I've been there in the past where people can make themselves look very, very good when they're chopping up all the best bits of players, but you don't sign players based on that. So we said to him, look, if you back yourself and you want to come over and spend a couple of weeks here at your own expense, then by all means come and do that. And you know, the kid has came from the other side of the world. It's not like a boy coming up from London or somebody jumping on a plane from Dublin. You know, he's came from New Zealand across here at his own expense and backed his own ability. And I think he's just a great credit to boys out there who have got that desire and that willingness to try and make it in the game. And he thoroughly deserves the credit that he's getting at the moment. The recognition that he's getting from New Zealand as well is brilliant. Not just for Alex, but for us as a club as well, because that's another senior international in among the group. And long may that continue, you know. So, Alex, along with some of the other new additions like Gogic and Jones, I think have made a huge difference to us on the park. And, hopefully that will continue in the weeks and months ahead.
Another 3 points as well. The form keeps on going, the momentum keep on building. Moved up into 6th and only a point off 4th now.
Yeah, I mean, look, we are where we want to be. You know, we've, as a club, and me certainly, we've spoken publicly about that willingness to try and be among that group competing for top 6. We're there now, which is great, but we can't rest on our laurels and think that we've arrived. We have to keep going. We have to keep working hard. We have to make sure we don't slip up. There are going to be tricky little spells between now and the end of the season. Very unlikely that we're going to go between now and the end of the season and not drop points or not lose a game. We have to be able to bounce back on that occasion. But for now, the boys are in a good place. Confidence is good. Winning games gives that to everybody. And I think we've got a game in hand against Dundee in a couple of weeks' time. If we go and win that, then all of a sudden we find ourselves up in 4th, I think, if we get the win. So it's quite scary, but it's a lot of fun, and we'd certainly much rather be up this end of the table competing for top 6, putting pressure on the guys that are competing for Europe, and hopefully we get the recognition that we deserve.
Jim, well done tonight. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much, James. Top man.